And we begin here at 6 o'clock. 17 News is your local election headquarters with just over 3 months now until the midterm elections. And as California prepares to mail ballots to more than 23 million registered voters statewide, the fight over election integrity is heating up once again. Following President Trump's remarks last week on foreign interference, Governor Gavin Newsom tonight is accusing the president of trying to, in the governor's words, rig the election. And now Newsom is calling for the 25th Amendment to be invoked against the president. Republicans, though, are pushing back. 17's Capitol correspondent Eitan Wallace has the latest tonight from Newsom and reaction from the White House.
He wants to rig the election.
California Governor Gavin Newsom leveling that accusation against President Donald Trump. It comes following the president's address to the nation last week when Trump claimed China meddled in the 2020 election. The president's 25-minute address also warned voting machines are susceptible to foreign interference, and he claimed more than 275,000 non-citizens are registered to vote nationwide.
Election system so broken and so vulnerable that no one can possibly defend it. It is not defensible.
But Democrats, including Newsom, blasted the president's remarks, with Newsom saying Trump rightfully lost in 2020, adding there was no evidence then or now of any widespread voter fraud.
Foreign interference in our elections, that's a real thing. Nothing about what you watched, though, was real. It's make-believe. He wants to rig the election in 2026. He knows he's going to lose.
Newsom saying the president's speech was grounds for the 25th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution to be invoked against Trump. If invoked, it would allow the president's cabinet to declare Trump unable to carry out his duties, allowing the vice president to take over as acting president and transfer all presidential powers and duties away from Trump.
End Donald Trump's presidency as we know it.
McGeorge School of Law adjunct professor Chris McKaylee says Newsom is right. There has been no evidence of widespread voter fraud. But as for Newsom's calls for the president's own cabinet to invoke the 25th Amendment, McKaylee says that's unlikely.
While, the suggestion can be made, obviously those individuals who are around the president and would be called upon to make such a decision, they're not going to do that.
Meantime, as the November 3rd election approaches, Trump specifically criticized California laws allowing for the final statewide vote to be certified more than 1 month after Election Day.
It's one example of the insanity.
Legislative Democrats and Republicans responding.
County elections officials are doing their due diligence, doing their audits, and I think voters want to make sure their vote is counted accurately more than fast.
The whole notion of confidence in democracy relies on the voters having trust in the processes of how we do an election. And the only way to trust in the processes is to open the books, allow an audit of the voter rolls, make sure that we have voter ID. This is not a partisan issue. This is an American issue. This is a democracy issue.
And on Monday, a White House spokesperson responded to Newsom, writing this short statement, quote, Gavin Newsom is the worst governor in America, and he also may be the dumbest. At the state capitol, Eitan Wallace, 17 News.